Welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Brian Lovelady with Transwest GMC here in Henderson, Colorado. And today I am excited to go over this 2024 Hummer EV 3X SUV with you guys. There aren't many of these out in the market right now, as GM is finally starting to ramp up production, and I am excited to finally have my hands on one to go over with you. This one is in Interstellar White and has your 22-inch wheels with the 35-inch tires, which I'll go into more depth in here in a minute. The first thing with the EVs, I just love the way they look. You don't have a huge grille taking up your front end, and that gives them a lot of room to add in very cool accent lighting. I have loved what GM has done with theirs here on the Hummers, with the full Hummer logo in the center, and then when you're charging, you will have a gradual lines there for each 10%, so 10, 20, 30, 40, and so on until you get to 100% when you're charging. Of course, everything is full LED, as well as your fog lights. You have parking sensors front and rear. And then of course your GMC logo, which is a little bit smaller than your typical GMC logo, just because the Hummer is its own brand almost. Well, it used to be, now it's branded GMC Hummer, but still. On the front, of course, with this thing weighing about 9,000 pounds, you are going to have very beefy tow hooks, as it is an off-road capable SUV. It's very nice. They have rubber bushings inside that make the hooks pretty tough to move, so that way they're not flapping around in the wind. You do have a forward-facing camera, as well as a ton of other cameras all the way around the vehicle, which I will show you all the awesome camera views that those come along with. Off to the right hand side on the passenger front, you will see you have a radar detection system in the front. That is for your adaptive cruise control and super cruise capabilities, which is your self-driving hands-free, which I will also go over here later in the video. Right above your forward-facing camera, there's a button, and that will open what most people will call a frunk. GM is calling it an e-trunk. And with it being an electric vehicle, you're not going to have an engine in there, of course, but you do have very cool storage for your sky panels, which is basically a T-top like you'd see in a Corvette or anything like that. And they will come with your storage bags to conveniently store each sky panel in. It's very easy to do, and they go in order from 1, 2, 3, 4. They also did put a little light in your e-trunk for you, and of course they have to put a child safety outlet and a 12-volt outlet up front for you. To close the e-trunk, very simple. Just one press of a button and it will close. Now, if you are closing it from your key fob, you do have to press twice and hold the button, just as a built-in safety feature. That way you're not going to close anybody's hands in the e-trunk. Working our way around, I love the multi-dimensional wheels and the touch that they put in with the Hummer EV logo. And I love that you still have some brushed aluminum and a lot of painted gray. With these being so heavy and having so much torque and power, you are going to have 8 lugs compared to your typical 6 lug as you'd see on a SUV or truck these days. I will go over the suspension here really quickly. I'm going to hop back in, turn the wheel, that way you can see it. So you'll see up front you have massive air ride shocks, which will give you up to 6 inches of travel in extract mode on top of what this is. This is in your current normal driving position, so you get an additional 6 inches up above this. Another very nice feature, it comes standard with some little mud flaps. That way you're not chipping up all your painted areas down below when you're off-roading or on dirt roads or gravel roads. Your high clearance off-road steps also help protect the vehicle. These are my favorite steps on the market right now. They're very rugged. They're up out of the way, so if you're going over rocks, it's not gonna get caught and torn off. And they are rhino lined to make it very grippy when you're getting in, even if you're in snowy weather, rainy weather, anything like that. You'll see you have your buttons on each handle that will let you automatic or keylessly enter in and lock the Hummer whenever need be. In the back, of course, you have the same rear struts, and you have four-wheel steer with crab walk, as you saw in the intro. Crab walk is very convenient if you're in a tight spot in the city. It's not just made for off-road, so say you're parallel parked and there's somebody very close in front of you and behind you. It just helps you slide out kind of unison instead of having to make a 20-point turn. Very nice. Again, you have your parking sensors front and rear here, and you'll see one on the side. That helps with your Super Cruise and your parking capabilities. Your tail lights, of course, they are all LED as well, and you have another blacked out GMC emblem in the rear. You can tow up to 7,500 pounds with the Hummers. You have a 7-pin connector for electronic trailer brakes or anything of that nature, and you have 2 other auxiliary ports for your cameras. So one behind the camper or box trailer for your invisible trailer view, and one inside if it's a livestock trailer, for example. Of course, you have your license plate off to the left-hand side, and there is still an optional off-road hook that you can get on the right-hand side. Full-size spare, same exact wheel, and you have your built-in camera right in the center there. Again, super simple to open it up. It is a one push button, and there is tons of room in the rear. And you can lower the vehicle automatically when you turn it off to make loading easier or grabbing stuff out easier as well. It's nice, the Hummers, they come with a rubber liner, so you won't have to go to WeatherTech or order any from gmcaccessory.com or anything like that. That is very nice. You have your 120 volt outlet in the rear, as to be expected with an EV, which is very nice. A little storage compartment here. Your Bose subwoofer right in front of that storage cubby, and you have more storage underneath for tow straps, blankets, things like that for when you're off-roading. You have 2 tie-down points in the rear for any straps or a optional net that you can put in the back. Very easy access to your jack, which is of course a beefed up jack, since this does weigh about 9,000 pounds, like I said. And right behind that, you will have 2 buttons that will lower the rear seats if you're loading sheets of plywood or any other big objects, or it's great for camping as well. And then if we look inside, you will see your sky panels, which these are the transparent, which is just another plus. If you're camping, you can lay in the back here, look up, watch stars, I mean, whatever you want to do. Plenty of room though. And I just want to go over all the Hummer logos throughout the entire thing. I mean, there's Hummer logos back on your interior panels of the trunk. You have another Hummer logo here. They are just proud of the vehicle, and they're built very well. Again, very easy to close. Just one button push. And of course, you do have DC fast charging. GM is currently the fastest charging EV vehicle on the market, with up to 100 miles of range in 10 minutes. That does have to be a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, but it is capable of taking up to 350 kilowatts. You'll see on each mirror there is more cameras all around the vehicle to give you that 360. vision for more confidence off-roading or just for help parking. They are power folding, heated, and you have your blind spot monitoring as well. Inside, there is no short of luxury. I love the white paneling and the dark seats, just gives it great contrast. You have your Performance Series Bose system with your moon engraving on the floor liners and your speaker grille. Of course, you have power passenger and driver seats, electronic parking brake, a button to open the e-trunk, a button to open the actual trunk, your lane departure warning, lane keep assist, and your outlet buttons as well. All very easy to access. Power steering wheel to where you can adjust in or out and up and down. Let's hop in and we can go over some more features inside. Rear seats are easy enough to get up, as you saw. Inside, you do have your Google system integrated, so you can open your maps. And it's just as easy as using your phone if you don't want to connect your wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Full digital cluster, which you can adjust from a classic look to your more progressive, which this is, and it gives you all kinds of information from your battery percentage, miles till empty, your compass, miles per hour, of course your odometer, and if you're in crab walk mode or any other mode, which we're currently in. The steering wheel, you'll notice you have cameras looking at you as well as an indicator bar. That is for your Super Cruise. GM is one of the few to actually have true hands-free driving. Ford, they'll have their Blue Cruise, which you still have to have your hands on the wheel. If you don't, it'll alert you every once in a while. With Super Cruise, it truly drives for you on capable roads, passes vehicles, gets back over, all of that awesome stuff. You have automatic brights, of course automatic lights as well, and your on-demand regen is basically a paddle shifter, which is very easy to access whenever needed. Your cruise control buttons are off to the left-hand side, mostly standard, so cruise on, cancel, and cruise back off. Forward collision warning, that'll adjust your gaps, and then your Super Cruise button is right below your gap adjustment. Your button for Google Maps, if you can either just say, "Hey Google," and that'll pop up on your screen to make it easier without having to push the button, or you can hold and use Siri that way as well. Phone call end button, and your toggle to go through all of your different options inside your information center, from the actual vehicle, energy usage, suspension travel, all of that stuff that you'd want right at your hands. To what you're currently listening to, your maps, so if you have maps up, it'll pull your route up there for you, what phone is connected, and then different settings to configure the layout however you'd want. Back in the screen, you have your trailer modes. You can set up to 9 different trailer profiles. It will remember miles put on each vehicle. You can put TPMS sensors in your trailer tires for temperature or your tire pressure on each trailer. Under the vehicle tab, you will have how many G's you're pulling at the moment, either forward or rear, for when you're doing watts to freedom, which is it stands for WTF mode, because it's crazy. A 9,000 pound SUV going 60 miles an hour in 3 seconds just about, which you just have to experience. Come on in and we'll show you. Your pitch and roll for off-road, and then your degree of angle for your tires and your TPMS pressures as well. elevation, which is very cool out here in Colorado, so you can easily look at what elevation you're at. And then your torque and your ride selector there. Your shifter, it's all electronic, very easy to use. Push the button on the side, pull back for drive, and then same thing for reverse. Push the button and push forward for reverse. When you go in reverse, it will automatically pull up your cameras, which will pull up the rear view camera and your 360 camera for all those angles that you need. There's also a lot more. That's more just a downward facing angle on the rear. Same thing for the front if you're parking close to things. These cameras here are great for parallel parking. Those face each front wheel there, so if there's a curb on either side, you'll see it. And same for the rear. Your trailer hookup view, and then you can select your 360 or not. There's grayed out options here as well. It may be hard to see on the camera, but those are going to be for your auxiliary trailer cameras. To park, you just push your park button, and if you're on a steep angle or not, it will automatically set the parking brake for you. Heated steering wheel button, very easy to access. I like that GM still has basically all physical touch buttons for your HVAC controls and your heated steering wheel. Adjust your temperature is very easy, up or down. Heated and ventilated seats. 3 stages on each, of course. And then your heat, automatic for feet, face, however you want the fan to blow at you, and all the other auto buttons for HVAC controls, your front defrost max, rear defrost max, all of the stuff you'd expect in a very nice vehicle. Traction control, hazards, parking sensors front and rear, so if you don't like the vehicle to warn you that you're getting close to things in the front or rear, you can turn those off. And this has your automatic park assist, and that will parallel park you, back you in wherever needed, on the left hand side, right hand side, which is very nice because some people are intimidated about how big these vehicles are, but with 4-wheel steer, it makes it feel like you're driving a Prius. Honestly, it is a go-kart on steroids. Your wireless phone charger here, and then your USB and USB-C ports right next door. In the center console, you have another 12 volt here and loads of storage with an LED light, and I like that they put a little protector down in there in case you have hand sanitizer explode in there. Nice and easy just to take out the protector and wipe it out. Nice phone storage here. In case your passenger is using your wireless charger, you can place yours there. And with the electronic shift, you'll see a pass-through here in just a minute. I will show you. It's very nice. You have a lot of storage with that electronic shift. Just gives you a lot of room without having an actual cable going to a transmission, taking up all that space. Your standard glove box. And then again, just all the detail they put into the interior. It truly, there's nothing else out there like this. It is kind of incredible to see how well they built this. Sun visors, and it's nice when you take off the sky panels, you will still have these here. You have your 3 presets for your garage doors still. Of course, you have your lights inside, which will open up when you open the doors, or you can turn them on individually. OnStar is built in with most Hummers for 3 years, along with Super Cruise. Your rear window slide button, so that will open up your rear window. Your rear view camera mirror, which you can adjust to a regular mirror or use your camera. You can adjust brightness up or down, zoom in or out, and move the entire camera up and down as well. to remove your sky panels is very simple. I'm going to turn this off so it's not beeping at you guys the entire time. There's two levers on each panel, and it's as simple as pushing up on the outside and pulling off. And then you're supposed to have the e-trunk open, that way you can put them in your bags and place them in there, but it's very easy to do. They weigh about 5 pounds a piece. I'm not a very big guy, and I am not struggling. It's nice that GM, they, even with your roof rails and the T-tops off, you can still have those on there and take a canoe with you somewhere, or say you're going snowboarding and it's a nice day in Denver and you're going up there and you want your T-tops off for some reason, you are more than capable of doing that. Installation is just as easy. Put back on, slide in, pull down, and then latch. Each panel is numbered individually. You'll want to go in order from 1, 2, 3, 4 in the E-trunk, and then it's the same way to put them back on. That was a pretty quick overview of the 2024 Hummer SUV 3X. If you have any other questions on the vehicle, you want to take it for a test drive, do Watts to Freedom, Crab Walk, please let me know. I'm here at Transwest GMC in Henderson, and once again, my name is Brian Lovelady. Thank you.